Patrice Motsepe says he's never supported the privatisation of Eskom or any of its entities. The billionaire responding to claims that he'll benefit if Eskom is unbundled. You'd remember that those claims being made by various unions and opposition parties, especially where it concerns the IPPs in the renewable energy sector. Reporter Dimakatso Thugwana has more on what he had to say. All right, in fact, she joins us now. Let's begin here, Dimakatso. You know, firstly, one of the things that Motsepe really tried to do was to explain the fact that they do have interest in renewable energy, but they'll stay away from South Africa.
Yes, indeed, Kathy. His company, ARAP, is indeed interested in renewable energy. He's made the point that even with some of the bids that were there, they've bid through private companies. That is some of the contracts that they have locally, one of them being through Old Mutual, a 50% stake in Sun Edison, which they lost out at, the initial bid that took place. I asked him the question directly and asked him if there was any engagements or anything to do with Eskom. He's, denied that he has no intentions even of buying the home loans book of Eskom. So he has no interest, he says, in any dealings with Eskom. He did say that, he is anti-privatization and that he hopes that the unbundling of Eskom will not impact on jobs and the price of electricity, keeping in mind the poor of South Africa.
What did he explain as the main reason for having called this press conference?
That question was posed to him, Kathy, because, these rumors have been going on for a while now, but he says that he can't respond to every rumor, but he felt the need, because of the sort of reputational damage and the perceptions that, he's tried, he says, to conduct his business ethically and in compliance with the law, and that these claims are bringing into question his ethics and, his compliance with the law, and he felt the need to come and set the record straight to say that despite President Cyril Ramaphosa and Energy Minister Jeff Radebe being his in-laws, he has no there is no favoritism or nepotism where he's concerned, and he has no interest in South Africa. And as far as his company is concerned, he actually says that he's interested in the rest of Africa but not in South Africa. He says that when Minister Jeff Radebe was announced as the energy minister, he called Brian Dames, as you know, who's the CEO of ARAP, and said, listen, we've got problems now. This means that we can't do business here in South Africa and be perceived to be ethical. He says that perceptions are more important than fact in this instance.
And, one of the things, of course, would be balancing those relationships, as you've just said, because these are his relatives. How did he say his companies were going to go about doing that?
He made the point that he's been involved in business for much longer than President Cyril Ramaphosa, for example, has been president. So he's been in business for a while, and he says that he doesn't need any business from South Africa. He'll do business outside South Africa through his company specifically, and they will do well. So there doesn't seem, from at least what he's saying, the claims that have been made doesn't seem to have any base for the moment. But of course, Kathy, we'll find out in future, because we don't know at this stage what kind of the unbundling of Eskom, how that's going to look like. We don't have any details. As you know, the President and the Minister of Public Enterprises, Pravin Gordhan, denying any claims or rumors of privatization, with some people saying that you can't unbundle without privatizing. And of course, if that happens, that has a direct impact on jobs and also on the poor in terms of providing, affordable and making sure that electricity is accessible to everyone in South Africa.
All right, well, we'll have to wait and see whether those who brought these allegations to the fore will be satisfied by what Patrice Motsepe has said at that media conference earlier on today.